Are you sent from Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit?
We come not of Jesus, nor of the Holy Spirit. We come as part of those who serve God. For Jesus was one of those who served God and who came to this plane with a specific purpose, a specific role, just as we come with a specific role. The Holy Spirit, unfortunately, the Holy Spirit has been misunderstood. The name itself has been used and abused so often. We would like to say that what you call the Holy Spirit is the energy of God that is used in the creation of everything. We can no more call it a person or a being as we could call electricity or heat or cold a person. It is intelligent, it has intelligence, but it is a tool that is used and that has been used since the very beginning of time. So we do not come of the Holy Spirit, but we are part of it. And we are all moved by it. And it is moved by the divine. We come of God, and for that reason we call ourselves the emissaries of God. For we all come from God. And we are all the emissaries of God. For God sent us out on our journeys. Amen.
Will Jesus come again?
Jesus came to this plane to do a work that was needed at that time. The world, the people, the understanding that was held at that time was required to shift so that we could be where we are now. And a wonderful, exquisite job was done. And a beautiful message was given. A message which has affected the entire human race and beyond. And your question is, will Jesus come again? And our answer is yes. But perhaps not in the way that one might imagine, not in the way that we here on earth have been led to believe. For Jesus' return could be better described as our arrival to Jesus. For we are the ones that are moving. The message of Jesus is here and will remain here and will continue to do the job that it was intended to do. We are the ones that are moving. We are moving toward Jesus. And so there is no need for Jesus to return to us, but that perhaps we return toward Jesus. For we are moving, we are changing. We are no longer what we were when Jesus was here, when the message of Jesus arrived to the earth. And as we continue to change, so we draw closer to that spiritual being, that level of energy. We are not saying that this is an imminent arrival, but we are doing very well on the path. We are meeting the plan. And for that reason, the emissaries of God are here to help that plan along. For it is exciting. For it is thrilling to be part of this wonderful journey that is occurring and unfolding before us. We are thrilled, overjoyed to be able to help in this return back to Source. Amen.
You say we are being manipulated by sly, dark forces. Who or what are they?
Just as there is good and there is light, also there is dark. And there is, if you choose to use the word evil, then there is evil. However, the word evil takes away, changes the real meaning of what we wish to communicate with you. For there is light and there is dark. The nature of physics shows that there cannot be one without the other. For as long as there has been light, there has been dark. And so when we talk of the dark forces here on this plane, all we are talking about is the opposite number, the -1 compared to the number 1. The dark compared to the light. The righted against the upside down. For there is an element here, an element of heavy energy that has been in control for some time, as was the plan, as was their promise, the promise that was given to them. They were given dominion. They were allowed to do their worst. And so they did. And so they continue to. Now, even more so. Because they know that their time is limited. They know they have little time left. The awakening that we have talked of is the opening of the eyes of these beautiful human beings who are here in this experience. The opening of their eyes to understand what is occurring, to allow more light to enter in. For when we have our eyes closed, we are within darkness. We are blind, we are kept in the dark. And when we are in the dark, we are therefore controlled by the dark. But as we begin to open our eyes and the light comes in, for the light has always been here. We were in the dark because we were blind. And now as we open our eyes, we begin to see. The process is a painful one, for there is nothing quite so peaceful as being blind, unable to see what is going on. So we have lived in the darkness, we have lived in ignorance. And now as we begin to open our eyes, we begin to see just what that dark, heavy energy has been up to. And this is quite hard for us to take sometimes. It's quite hard for us to accept. But as we look around, we notice now that more and more is coming to light. And there's no mistake in that expression. Things are coming to light. We are coming to light. And just as we are coming to the light, so are the dark deeds. And so we will have to see them, and we will have to accept what has been happening whilst we have been blind. And that process will be painful. but understand that it must happen for us to see fully and then to be able to move toward the light. We must see first the consequences of living in the dark, the consequences of being blind. It is not our fault. Nothing is our fault. For this is not an existence of blame or truth or right or wrong. The existence is exactly that, an existence, a divine existence. And so there will be moments of pain and sorrow, and there will be moments of joy and ecstasy. And every one of those experiences that we experience brings satisfaction and pleasure to our Creator. For that was the plan, and that is the plan. And so all that we suggest to you, nay, we ask you, we plead with you to turn your face away from the darkness, to take a look at your life and understand where it is that you're standing in shadow. Where is it that you are enjoying the darkness? For there is pleasure within the darkness. Understand. For that reason, the darker elements have held sway for so long. For they are able to influence and attract the part of us, the part of all of us that is weak, that is easily led, that wants pleasure and satisfaction. However, no matter what the darkness can offer us, please understand that the light offers 1,000,000 times more, an infinite amount of times more beauty, wonder, ecstasy. And so we ask you to turn your face from the darkness. Long enough have we wallowed in that dark, heavy energy. And once we draw away from that, once we escape that energy, we will notice in our bodies, in our spirit, a lightness. And the lighter we feel, the sooner we move toward the divine, the easier it becomes for us to connect with the divine. For when our energy is high, when our energy is light, we can connect with all of those light beings, and they can connect with us, raising your vibration, bathing yourself in the light, in the pure, in the good, can speed your evolution. It can make you. Amen.